Okay, we get this kind of question a lot. We use 1095 because we're familiar with it. We know how to heat treat it better than anybody. We don't use it just because that's all we can get. It's because we know how to work that steel. That's why we use it. It's easy to resharpen. It's a great steel. It's a budget steel. It's cheap steel if you want to call it that. But when it's done right, it makes a hell of a knife. That's why we use that steel. That's why the vast majority of what we put out is made out of it. And that's probably never gonna stop entirely. If you've been paying attention, we've released plenty of knives over the last several years that have a stainless steel. We've even got a couple with S35VN. We've used some of these other steels, and we'll continue to do that. But 1095, that's our bread and butter. That's what keeps our price points as low as they can be because we're an American.
Yeah, that little bugger.
company.
You could do that at a 154, even S35VN, but you'll be close to paying double the price. And I know there's people out there that wouldn't mind it at all.
Yeah.
Bushcrafters, they don't want to spend that money for some would, like I said, there's some that would, but 1095 is a steel that people that in the bushcraft community, you could say they know how to use that steel.
Yeah, the other thing I would say is, if it's a knife that's selling well enough, we'll offer it in another steel.
Oh, yeah.
We've done that with the bros, with the Fieldcraft. We've done it with a couple others.
Yeah.
So if it's a knife that continues to be a top selling model for us, the chances of it being released in another steel are a lot higher.
Correct.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Pause. Time out.
No, dude.
Time out.
They're gonna be out this year. Middle, late. So the one we're thinking it's the Tidal Force. That is out.
As soon as we have sheets finished.
Month.
Yeah. So basically, we think it's the Tidal Force. We don't even remember what prototype numbers each one had on them, but most likely it's the one that's like a karambit and a cleaver mix.
Yeah.
As soon as there's just a couple of pieces that we're waiting on to fall into place, and then it'll be out. The knives are made. Most of the parts are made. It's just a couple things.
Chief, I think the only thing we're waiting on some handles. So
I saw this question. I think they asked us this question in like text as well. So basically, what they're asking is, would we take the bull trout handle and make different blade shapes? So use the exact same handle, different blades.
that didn't even cross my mind, to be honest.
No, mine neither. It's not that we wouldn't do that. We don't have a plan to do that, but sometimes we do. Like for example, the Blue Otter and the Baghdad Bullet are the same exact handle. Right?
Yep.
There's a couple other knives here and there that have the same handle with a different blade shape.
If something comes up, and that we can make it work, yeah, definitely. Definitely that could be a new design. But right now we haven't even thought about it, to be honest. It'll be a Kydex.
So Ragnar likes the sax knife. That's perfect. That's fitting. Yeah, it'll be Kydex for sure.
Yeah, 25, 27 degrees.
Yeah, we err on the side of a thicker blade edge, just because we're used to. First of all, because we tend to make knives out of thicker stock, but second of all, because it tends to provide a stronger edge overall. So, anytime you're looking at something 1/4 inch thick from us, 25 degrees is what our grinders
25
are
to 27 because we're doing it by hand,
Yeah.
so it's impossible to get it right at 25.
Yeah.
So,
But if you have a sharpening system that sets an angle, you can pick 25. You should be good.
yeah, 25.
If you wanna,
and it'll actually blend it in.
Yeah.
If it's a
a
little
lot of times people will reprofile them, to like 22 or 20 degrees. You can do that. It just takes longer because you got a lot more material you got to remove to be able to change that angle from this to this. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but.
Yep, we got El Chetito coming.
El Chetito, that's it's funny that they say that they ask that because Leo literally has a knife on his desk already engraved El Chetito. That's got the blade I think is 2 or 3 inches shorter. So pretty much everything we debuted at SHOT Show this year, SHOT Show 2020. We don't have release dates or prices set on anything yet. We're working through that now. We're ordering materials. We're doing this and that to try to organize how it's going to work. So get ready because we're going to release them hard and fast.
Yeah, these are coming out fast. We're going to probably do 2 and 3s at a time.
Yeah, probably 2 and 3 at a time.
Yeah.
You just released one today.
Well, yesterday we released the Earth Skills knife. That was technically
They're coming
debuted.
back on again.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
one.
thanks a lot. There's one. There's one.
No, this is an interview.
Two more. Two more. Two more.
Okay.
So yeah, well, we released the Earth Skills knife this week, and it's but technically that was debuted last year, so it wasn't even one of this year's models. No, we don't have sheaths.
So
made
we don't
yet.
have sheaths yet, and we're pretty much as the knives are coming up. That's when the sheaths getting made.
Yeah, so sheaths are like the last thing.
Yeah,
to get
sheaths are
done,
the last
really.
thing in the
You know,
rhythm of thing.
especially when we're prototyping the knives. If we say we make the knife and we make a sheath for it, and then we got to make a change to the knife, well, now we have to change the sheath too. So the sheaths are like the last thing to get made.
It had, I don't know how other companies work, but we always leave it to the last because we need the actual knife that we're gonna sell to be the one we start making sheaths off of.
So the sheath prototyping process, if you will, is like totally separate from the knife prototyping process, and it doesn't happen until the knives are made.
Look them up.
We're looking them up. All right, here we go. Never know what you're gonna find. His profile picture is a bunch of dudes in suits, like a black and white picture.
I just wrote down his.
Of course. Okay. All right, this is basically a meme page. So we don't know who you are. So here's the answer to this type of question. If we know you, like in real life, like we've met you at a show, but your Instagram page is like this, where it's just a tag and then it's a bunch of memes, and we don't know who you are.
You don't even have a knife of tops in your pictures.
Yeah. So
So maybe I'm gonna give you
send
just
you
a
a catalog.
discount,
We're gonna send you a catalog for your birthday.
and you can start taking pictures of top knives.
Yeah. So Bravo 0118. You're probably a really cool guy, but
Yeah, you got some crazy memes, but no
we're gonna
tops.
send you a catalog. The reason this type of question is hard to
It's
answer
tough.
is because not too big or too small is
Because to
super
me, not too big,
subjective.
I'll do a like an operator 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too big or too small is very subjective. We have knives from the bartender fender that's like less than an inch long to the machete 230, which is like a 13 or 14 inch blade. So not too big or too small, depending on
The
who
one
you
that we
are,
came out,
varies a lot.
that has that little cut on the top.
The Hornero.
No. We came out with it last year. It was Mike's design. Had like the interceptor handles.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. The Backpackers Bowie.
Okay, the backpacker boy
Yeah.
depends on the size, but the backpacker boy is a nice one. And then, like I said, I would do the operator 7.
Yeah. So EDC / self-defense is what they're saying. Okay. I mean, the thing is, it's
I want to see a
it's just
combat
such a
tactical side
yeah.
come out, Craig.
It's just such a subjective question. If we don't know what kind of preference you have, we could recommend something that you're gonna look at and be like, these guys are dumb, but it's because we don't know what you like. For me, something that's kind of EDC but would also work in like a really shitty situation, you're gonna want something that's fairly easy to conceal. So
Like
for
the
me,
cut?
the Operator 7 is gonna be too big.
I know, like the cut's another
The
one.
Cut 4.0 would be great.
Yeah.
I really like the Rapid Strike that we released last year. That knife is freaking cool. About 4 inches long, but it's thin. It's thin and it's narrow, so for me, I could conceal that really easily.
And
you can use
stainless
that
steel,
for all
right?
sorts of EDC
That's
stuff,
stainless
and it's
steel?
stainless.
Yeah, 154, I believe.
So that will work for just about anything. But if you're looking for something real heavy duty, that's thin. So that's why this type of question is hard to answer without a little more background on who you are and what you like. Yes, you did see it. We are making them now. The first batch is going to go straight to Viking Tactics. So
Viking
if you want
Tactics will
one,
run it for a while, then we'll put it to our line.
yeah, if you want one soon, they'll be ones to get it first.
Yeah.
We're going to let them sell through kind of an entire run.
I think you
before
can
we
get a hold of them.
look
I
at
don't know
it.
if they're doing pre-orders or not, but
Maybe, yeah,
they're in
maybe.
the works. They're in the works. Get a hold of Viking Tactics. So. We're gonna get our graphics guys to get some videos up.
I'm on it.
Done.
I was trying to coax him into the answering that question. He's learning. He didn't fall for it.
Absolutely.
The regular Puko?
It just says.
Just the Puko.
It just says the Fugo.
Yeah, I mean
they're small enough.
that sheath is set up so that the handle is at the top of the where the belt loop is. So I mean, it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down. What is that overall? About 8-9 inches. So that's gonna overall.
Oh, overall, yeah.
Overall is probably about 8-ish inches. So imagine 8 inches from the top of your belt down. If your shirt's long enough to cover that, then yes. If not,
or you could get
probably
custom
need
sheath.
to get
You
a
get
different
custom
sheath.
sheath,
Yeah.
and that's thin enough and not big. It's not even.
But for its size, it can conceal easily. Maybe not in the sheath that we sell it in. We didn't sell that that is a bushcraft knife. We didn't sell that for anything but bushcraft. So if you want to try to set it up for concealment, you probably will need another sheath.
Probably get a custom sheath made. I like the blue water. I like it a lot.
What do you think about the blue water, Leo?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the inside joke here is that Leo designed the blue water. That was the first knife that he designed that was released by Tops. So you designed a few before that, right?
Not really. I think the blue water was the first one we played around with. Yeah.
So that was Leo's first ever design.
Yeah.
So that's the joke. Of course he's gonna like that. Yeah. I like it too. Thanks for asking.
Got the Baghdad bullet.
The bull
same
trouts.
handles.
The bull trout's a
the
fairly
bull
similar
trout,
size.
Close. You got the Ute. Similar.
The little bros. I mean, handles different, blades similar-ish.
Yeah. All the MSKs.
MSKs, yeah.
Those,
so anytime you want to look at something like that, we have so many models. It's hard to remember everything. When you go to our website, on the left hand, click on knives. On the left-hand side, a whole bunch of filters will pop up. You can filter by overall length, by blade length, by blade material, handle material. You can select a whole bunch of filters and make those types of comparisons. So
that way you don't have to look through the whole list. Yeah. You just pretty much narrow it down to what you're looking for.
The blue water is about a 3-inch blade.
Correct.
So pick blade length between say like 2.5 and 3.5 inches, and just only the stuff that's that size will show up. Yeah. So that'll be an easy way to check out some comparisons.
Yeah, because a lot of these we won't even remember.
Yeah. How big are your hands?
This big. so it's tough.
Same thing. It's kind of a subjective question because Leo designed, for example, the Lioness and the Scandi Woodsman. A lot of people look at that and they're like, that handle is tiny, but it fits his hand just fine.
Yeah.
It fits my hand just fine.
And what I do when I design a lot of the knives, I go from my hand to the gals, to people in the shop, and we try different kind of hands, and I work it around to match pretty much everybody. And it's not going to match everybody. Depending on this guy's hands, they could be huge or they could be the size of mine. So, once you pretty much go to a show and try them out, we have over 200 models on the table. Yeah. That's the way to find the right knife.
But yeah, I would say large, just off the top of my head. I mean, the Operator 7 will be
Operator
great for that.
7, absolutely.
Another one that we don't talk about much is the Outpost Command.
The Outpost Command, that one's comfortable.
Knife. And for large hands, I think that handle would be really, really comfortable.
Yeah. So yeah, Outpost Command, Operator 7, depending on the size he's looking for.
Yeah.
Soon coming.
Soon.
That's in the works.
We're gonna try and get him out here.
We're just trying to work out our time first before we. But
yeah, so we've been in contact,
and something's gonna happen soon.
Jason Johnson, he's a good dude.
Cool dude.
We've hung out with him now at a couple of different shows. Yeah. Talked to him. There's a couple of guys here that have talked to him via phone and whatnot.
Yeah, I shoot some messages back and forth every time he comes out with the new design or stuff like that. We shoot some messages back and forth, but
he's hustling.
He's moving. He's doing some good work.
So we'd be just as excited as he would. That was Jason Breeden.
That was Jason Breeden.
Right? Yeah.
Jason Breeden designed that. Yeah. He's a buddy of ours, and this year we're going to be doing more with him.
Jason's a smart guy. He does a lot of work with machinery, so he understands that side of it. He understands the
we're going to do a video with him
We should
talk about that black rhino. There's so many different grinds on that thing that I remember
that like bullnose point on it. A lot of people look at that and they're like, what's the deal with that?
It's just penetration. It doesn't. You're not going to break it. You're not going to hurt it.
Yeah, that tip is so strong. It's going to be really hard to break it.
So you'll see some videos coming up on that here shortly in the near future.
He's asking because he has one.
Yeah.
And he's digging it. It's
Yeah,
The
I've
thing
seen,
is,
I've
it's a
seen some videos that
workhorse.
he's been putting up. Yeah.
That knife is just a workhorse of a knife. That's what it was made for. Nice.
I like guacamole chips.
It says, "Are you too gay?"
Okay, well, he was cool. This video goes to
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah, guacamole chips. You can go dip yourself, buddy. We love you, but
Yesterday.
yesterday,
And what is it called?
It's called the Earth Skills knife.
Earth Skills knife. Yep.
There you. That's 2.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm done. It's tough because things just work on different kind of time frame, like steel. You know, I can't.
We always set target. The thing is,
yeah, we
always
set a target, but
dates,
it's hard to hit them.
and
It's
we,
hard to,
yeah, we miss a lot of our target dates. So publishing a release date and then not meeting it is we would
sucks.
rather not.
Yeah.
And have
And then
people just and
once
just be
we're
like,
ready,
"All right,
once
here
we
it
have
is."
everything in the works, then we give a release date, and then we're sure we're gonna meet it.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, you know, keep things like this will be coming up more. You guys will be doing the graphics guys and our social media guys will be doing more of these questions, more of this stuff throughout the year. So
Throughout forever.
So yeah, just the more you guys are active with our social media stuff, you know, when these guys put stuff up, the more we'll be on, the more we'll be doing more videos on stuff like this. So, you know, and yeah, start dropping ideas on what you guys want to see, and we'll get these guys working on it. So.